Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the TC Plus Show, episode number 6. I'm joined by my co-host, Corey Martin.
Hello.
Hello. So first things first, I got a couple orders of business here to take care of. I apologize if the audio in the last episode was at best. Actually, last two episodes. Yeah. There is an explainable reason for it. Pretty much USB mics is what we were using, and they just interfere with each other and cause all sorts of issues, and sometimes randomly cut out. So now we have a thing that you can't see by Corey's arm, and it should fix all of that. So hopefully now we have the best audio recording quality possible from these mics, and hopefully everything goes well.
But maybe not. Maybe this episode will be complete garbage because the audio is so bad that we can't even get Tyler to halfishly fix it in post.
Maybe that is possible. And number two thing that I have on here is I got a TC Plus Show shirt. We don't have merch, and I don't think we have any plans on making merch, except Corey's got big ideas. You never know what he's gonna have going.
Well, I mean, you came out with the very first merch.
Yes,
so
this is the first bit of merch ever created.
I don't think I'm the one starting this ball rolling.
No,
it looks like it's you.
You're not, but I feel like you're the one that would take it to the next step.
Okay.
You know, and you might be wondering, hey, where's your shirt?
No, I'm not.
It's good because I didn't get you a shirt.
Well, I assume not. If I'm not wearing it.
Yeah. We could have done a shirt.
What size would have you got?
We could have done a shirt change. I would have gotten you large.
Large, yeah, that would.
Is that what it fit?
That would work.
So I didn't know what size you were, and if I was gonna do it, it was gonna be a surprise.
Okay.
And then I decided not to, because also I didn't know what kind of quality these shirts would be, and these shirts are quality.
Yeah.
Like, they function, but they're not super comfortable. The printing quality's questionable at best.
Yeah, a little subpar.
A little subpar. So I'm glad I didn't pay for another shirt.
Yeah.
You know, I have an excuse now. But hey, we can get you one if you want. You don't want?
No, I'm thinking maybe I'll get something sometime.
Okay.
I have some different ideas though.
Okay, for sure. I just went for a good old basic here.
Yeah, and it works great.
Okay, I'm not sure what you mean by that. I feel like there's something more to unpack there, but
no, I guess I've already thought about like a shirt or something, and but it's what's been in my head's a little different than that.
Yeah,
that's about as far as that goes.
Okay, sure. We'll unleash some merch designs eventually. Okay. Anyways.
So how did it come about that you decided to do this? Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much I was sitting there. I actually got recommended an ad on Instagram for Etsy, an Etsy place. You know, prime quality, right? And I was like, here's a shirt of. Actually, weirdly enough, it was a Lightning McQueen Piston Cup shirt, but the design was incredible. And I was like, that's a sick shirt. So I wanted to buy it, but then the shipping was a lot of money. And I was like, okay, well, just for one shirt, that doesn't make financial sense. But if I buy 2 shirts, it starts to make a little bit more sense. So then I was like, okay, what can I get? Every other design that they had there, which they had a ton, was like all Mickey Mouse stuff, and I wasn't really interested in Mickey Mouse quite to the same extent I'm interested in Lightning McQueen.
Right.
You know, right. You know, quality that he is. So then I saw they had a make your own design, so then I got this one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. What's funny is just last episode, we talked about the social media ads getting us.
It's true.
Boom.
There it is. From one episode to another, in between the episodes, it happened.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah. I appreciate the enthusiasm. I appreciate the shirt.
Yeah, for sure.
It's great.
So you want to get us started here, Corey? You got a question to bring to the table. Little conversation.
Got lots of questions.
Yeah, you always do.
But which question should I? Yeah, let's start with this question.
Okay.
So you hear about fish, the big fish, the little fish, the fish in the sea. You know, that kind of terminology. And so, would you rather be a big fish in a small pond or a small fish in a big pond? And technically, you could be the same size fish, right?
You could be.
It could be the same size fish, but like you're considered a small fish in the big pond and a big fish in the small pond.
It's all about perspective.
It's all what pond you're in.
Yeah, and then that's the perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess I want to hear what you think about that. And
Okay. So this could be taken a lot of ways, in my opinion. It could go a lot of different directions. And you said before the episode started that whatever direction it goes in is perfectly fine.
yes.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what direction it's going to go in yet. But one thing I will say is that I feel like if you're the small fish, you don't have so much pressure on you. You're kind of just there with everyone else at that same level. I mean, you're fighting to get up. I feel okay. Here's what I really come down to is the fact that you still have progression. You can build and you can get bigger hypothetically, by being better than the competition if you're a small fish. Whereas I feel if you're a big fish, you don't have a whole lot of. You can't really. What's the word? You can't get better.
Grow.
Grow. There, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, I get on a podcast, my mouth turns to crab. What can I say? You can't. Yeah, grow as to the same extent, right? You've maxed out your hierarchy, something like that. And when you're a little fish, you still got space to learn, to get better, and to move forward. That's how I look at it.
Okay. I'll throw a couple of questions at you.
Okay.
But like, I don't know how this applies to life, I guess. But what do the big fish eat?
The little fish.
Ooh.
Whoa, scary. So you want to eat little fish? Okay, that's I don't know how you're supposed to answer that. Okay.
And that's what I was thinking about too. But I'm like, do you want to be eaten?
No. But see, here's the deal. If you're good enough, I believe, here's a little thing a thought that's formulating right now.
Okay.
Is if you're a little fish that's supposed to be a big fish and you have what it takes to be a big fish, you aren't going to get eaten.
Like you might be fast.
Yeah, you might be quick.
You might be a master of disguise.
Yeah. Do you have what it takes to become a big fish? So I guess the end goal is to become a big fish. But in a big pond.
Why?
Well, I don't know. It's just kind of like the natural progression of what humans want. They always want to be or a lot of people want to be the top, right?
But like, what if you just want to be a little fish? Because here is some things I was thinking about the top fish, or like being the biggest fish in the pond. Because I'm like, right away, I'm like, yeah, you want to be the biggest fish because like you don't have the same predators then as you do as a small fish. But then I'm like, if you're in a pond, you need to be concerned about like your source of food, right? Like if you just eat all the small fish before they can reproduce, now you're dead all of a sudden too. Like you have to think about how that applies to life. I'm not sure.
I'm trying to relate what you're saying to life right now, and it's a struggle. See,
and I don't think I'm not really bringing it around to life. I'm just thinking about the fish. Like
it's the basic analogy. You can relate to life pretty well. Like you know, whether that's business or I don't know. One thing I also thought of is like if you're little leaguer trying to make it up to some bigger sports team or something like that, you got all the little fishies. I don't know. But anyways, but when you start bringing in how much food you're eating, it's starting to lose me there in those terms.
I think if I sat down and thought about it, I could find something that like compares, because there is some things that like larger businesses or things have to take into account in how they do things, because it'll have like such a large effect on what happens. Or maybe like a person of influence, like what they say or do is going to have like such a much larger impact than what someone, that doesn't have a large influence.
Mm-hmm.
And so there comes more responsibility in knowing how to do all the little things, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if that compares, but like it's that I think the biggest difference is like you still have problems, just different problems, right? Like you're going to have big fish problems instead of small fish problems. And sometimes the big fish problems are going to be just as bigger probably than your small fish problems.
So I kind of went on Google and looked up a little bit on what they have to say about this. And I don't know, is it fair to say the big fish in a small pond is a little bit lonely at times? That's what they said. They brought that up as a reason, which I don't know if I don't know if that's a fair criticism.
So like, okay, but like you could be the biggest fish by 1 gram.
Right.
Like if we're going weight wise. Mm-hmm. Like what's wrong with hanging out with the other big fish that are like just slightly smaller than you?
I guess it depends on your size of ego. Maybe your ego is consuming you and you can't hang out with smaller fish.
Then you should
Then that's a you problem.
get your ego fixed.
Yeah.
Or hopefully someone does it for you.
Exactly.
No. And then, the other thing I was thinking about is growth too. Like your growth potential is so small because I believe there's definitely some fish like that. Like they can't, like they become the size of their environment a little more. Is that like goldfish?
I don't know. I think so. Yeah, because you put goldfish in a small bowl and they won't grow big. I think there are different kinds of goldfish, small and large in general, but they do somewhat. I'm not a scientist. But I think to some extent they are bigger or smaller depending on their tank size. Mm-hmm. Because you can't have, for instance, the goldfish that you see in Mandarin or whatever, clownfish, whatever else is all in there. Mm-hmm. You can't have those that size in your little water tank that you throw little bits of food into,
Right.
So yeah.
And so, I think they kind of grow according to the size of their environment. And so like if maybe not all fish, but let's say that's the way it is for this fish, then like you're maxed out based on your environment. And I guess if you see that as like in a company, like you reach the top of the ladder per se, there's nowhere else. Like it's really tough to grow and get bigger at that point.
Yeah. Although at the same time, let me try to be like Corey here and bring in another, but backwards. So I'm going to bring some in from the real world and try to relate it to the pond instead of the other way around.
Okay. All right.
So you might be at the top of the ladder in business, but there are still other businesses to compete against, because your business probably isn't the top business. So then I guess you could grow in that way, but then you got to focus on growing the whole pond.
Yeah.
Which is a whole nother thing. But, maybe you do that with a little, I don't know. I don't know how to relate that back now, but
Yeah.
Yes.
Very,
There it is.
very good point. Very good point. I don't know. I think that's about most of my thought on that.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a little interesting thing. Yeah.
But like, I guess just be happy with the pond you're in, maybe. I don't know.
From you, the debate that sparked this whole podcast. The grass isn't always greener on the other side.
That's right. Was that part of this?
I think so. I mean, so how this all came to be is Corey and I were having a little debate at a family reunion with some other folks around, and he was saying the grass isn't always greener on the other side.
Or did you or someone else say that?
No, you were saying that.
I thought someone else.
I
said
thought the
that.
grass was greener,
but
or at least sometimes.
I have a different comment.
Yes, that's right. Okay, no, you're right. The grass, it isn't always green on the other side because it's greenest where you water it.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's a good little tidbit for you guys too. To take into your life. But I think there are times. I'm not going to get into this whole debate. I just think there are times that you can't water your grass properly.
Fair enough.
Anyways,
We got to do the book of questions sometime.
wait, do you have the book of questions here?
I can grab it.
Okay.
Tyler's going to sing a song while I grab it.
Oh, it's right here. I thought you had to go up to your room or something.
Right on the bookshelf.
Canada.
Whoa. That's a little patriotic.
Is that not okay? Actually, fun fact: most of our viewers are from most of our viewers are somehow from the U.S.
No.
Yes,
Interesting.
and that's weird.
Shorts or longs?
All viewers. So
that makes sense.
Ooh, true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
All the American Shorts viewers are popping in.
Yeah. Okay. Am I running this book today?
No, no. It's my turn to run the. Well, here I run the. You run the. I run the book. Then you run the book.
Okay.
We each run the book.
Sounds
But me
good.
first. Okay. All right. Tell me when to stop.
Okay.
Sorry, I was back.
No, that's a fine. Just leave it where, whatever. No. Now you're picking questions.
No. Okay, you want to read?
No, it's good. Just stick your finger in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. What do you consider to be irresponsible?
Irresponsible. There's a lot of irresponsible things.
We can do other question too, but I think this is a good one.
Yeah, I think it can be irresponsible. Like right comes to my mind is driving irresponsible
I was saying the same thing. Yep.
and spending money irresponsibly. Driving irresponsibly to me looks like putting other people in danger
Which how would you do that?
by driving irresponsibly.
Sure. But what does that look like? Is what speed becomes irresponsible?
Anything that's substantially higher than the flow of traffic.
Right.
And yeah, I think that's kind of where it comes.
Sure.
But if there's no traffic, then is it irresponsible?
Well, you could tickle that around in your mind if you wanted to, I guess.
Yeah. Money, irresponsible spending money would be living paycheck to paycheck. Like if someone's living paycheck to paycheck, paying rent, putting food on the table, and buying clothes, that's not irresponsible or spending. If you're living paycheck to paycheck because you have expensive car that's financed and you got your Gucci, this, that, and whatever, Louis Vuitton, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're spending irresponsibly. Or maybe you need the newest iPhone all the time, but you don't have enough money you don't think you have enough money to, I don't know, buy a proper bike to get to work. Then like that's irresponsible spending.
Right.
I don't know.
That's a good answer.
Are you going to answer that or are you going to answer
Well, this was your question, wasn't it?
Okay.
This next question is my question.
Sounds good. Are we doing the flip?
Oh, yeah, no, we got to
flop?
do the fan. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Does up mean stop?
stop. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, stop.
What? Why do I just feel like I get some funny questions.
Okay.
Every
sweet.
time I read them, I have to laugh. Have you ever walked into a wall?
Okay, I'm gonna answer this one, but since it's just a lame question, we're gonna do another one. Sorry, Sorry, I can tell you're offended there.
No.
Okay.
I'm like waiting. I'm waiting for, and I want to say something once I hear the answer.
As a clumsy person, I have definitely walked into a wall or two, and I mean,
So
I was clumsy enough that my grade 1 teacher had to talk to my parents at a parent-teacher meeting, saying that, "Hey, your kid's falling over at the water fountain. You should probably fix that."
See, I was going to ask for a story,
Right.
if the answer was yes, and you provided.
Thank
that's
you.
good.
Yeah.
But how did you fix falling over at the water fountain?
It's just kind of came with age. I mean, I'm still kind of clumsy. Like, it's not like I'm uncoordinated all the time. It's just that I have moments where I just don't really, function well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Do you have a story yourself?
Mm,
I mean, this isn't your question, actually. That's not fair.
no, I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I need another question because I
man.
promised the people another question.
You're primed for questions today.
Stop.
Oh,
Whoa,
we're at the end.
Whoa, you go. Stop.
All right. Have you ever won a giant-sized toy from a fair?
Okay, I have a story with this.
Nice.
So the answer is no.
Okay.
It's no. But I still have a thing, a bit of a life goal, if you will, a little bit of a needs to be done eventually with winning a basketball because
One could call it a bucket list item.
yeah, bucket list. That's the word I was looking for again. See, words once again just not coming to me. Well, words are coming to me, just not the right words. So we don't, as a family, we went to the occasional, not fair, but like amusement park, and they've got carnival games there, but we always stuck to the rides and never really played carnival games. I think my parents always thought it was kind of like a waste of money, and I mean to a certain extent it is, but there is a fun that comes to playing certain games. Now normally the money outweighs the fun in games, but as a kid, if I'm a father someday who has enough money to let their kids play the odd carnival game, I will.
Yeah. But you know that, like, I think maybe I can't say all of them, but I think all of them are skewed.
Oh, they're all skewed.
Make
Absolutely.
you perceive them to be easier than what they are.
I mean, you can just watch Mark Rober's video if you want to on that.
Yes.
And some of them are downright basically a scam. But one, basketball shot, the basketball ones, while they are skewed against you, I feel like it's still enough skill that it's not totally outrageous. So the one that we played, or that I finally got to play for the first time ever, was a basketball one. And there was like a big one with massive nets. But this one was just like a little small in the little cubicle thingamajigger where the net was maybe 5 feet off 5 or 6 feet off the ground, and maybe like 4 feet away. I don't know. It was okay. That makes it sound really easy, but it was a pretty easy one at the end of the day. And so it was like $3 for a shot, $3 American for a shot, and then if you hit your shot, you got a basketball that probably cost them like maybe 50 cents. I don't know, right? They're making money. I don't know. You know business stuff better than I do.
So like the ring size of that basketball net was maybe
pretty big.
smaller.
It was pretty big. It was a small basketball that you were shooting though too. So I shot and it hit the rim twice and it bounced out, and I was very sad. And I was like, man, I missed that shot and I wasted my dad's money because there it went. That basketball was money and it's gone now.
Yep.
And you can never get it back. So anyway, somehow we convinced my dad to let my older brother have a shot. Because I don't know what age I was at the time. I was probably around 12, 13, something like that. My brother was a little bit older, or 6 years older, I guess, more experienced, still better at sports. And so he took a shot and actually scored.
Nice.
So then he got a basketball. And I kind of thought the understanding there was that I was going to get the basketball because he was going to get it for me. And at the park, it was all friendly and games. But when we got home, it was all his. And ever since then, I've been like, I'm going to win a basketball sometime because I need to.
Canada's Wonderland 2024.
Maybe. I've never been to Canada's Wonderland, so I still need to go. And so I will
They-
win basketball.
Because I think they used to anyway. They used to have a basketball
Well, I'm sure
game
they do.
of sorts.
It's like one of the most normal carnival games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, do you not think that like the rim size is maybe a little skewed, and they have some things set up so that like everything's perceived slightly different than what you think it is, and then it's tougher to make the shot, and so like,
yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's carnival games for you. You got to understand that. But this one was close enough that it is like if we made it a 50% success rate, So
Okay.
from our very small sample size, that's not bad in terms of carnival games.
50-50.
Yeah.
So what you should have done is like whipped it, like found $3 of your own and shot again.
Yeah, I didn't have money along at that point,
Right.
See, that was a game though that I truly believed that they weren't looking so much to make crazy crazy money on that one from people missing. It was just more like the shot costed more than most games, other games, because it was such an easy shot.
Okay.
Where it's like, hey, $3 here for the shot or whatever it was. So that way, we're making the money back whether they win or not. You know, we're making a little bit on top.
Yep. Makes sense.
So they're not losing money from people winning. But
Fair enough.
I mean, they never are really, ever, because the prizes are all pretty cheap. So Carnivals for you, baby. So what do you wanna hit up next?
Well, hey, whatever you want.
Okay, I feel like it's time for my Reddit story because I really want to read a Reddit story.
All right.
I have a Reddit story from Reddit, amazingly enough, and so this is a little debacle between husband and wife. It's not really a complicated or long story or anything like that. I just found it a little bit funny because of the premise of it. So, my husband, 38, and I, 36 years old, are expecting our first child, a bouncing baby girl, due in a few months. We were both over the moon when we found out the gender, but now things have gotten complicated, to say the least. See, when we started talking about names, boy names, the boy name was immediately decided, Stuart Jr., after my husband. No problem there. It's a classic name and carries the family meaning.
You could call it Stuart Little.
You could. I didn't think of that. Stuart Little. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they didn't want it to be named after a mouse. I don't know.
Fair enough.
But for a girl, things got a little murky. My husband suggested Stuarta. No, you are not having a stroke. Apparently his logic is, since Stuart ends in an ends in a T, sorry, we can just add an A to the end to make it feminine. I tried explaining why that doesn't quite work, how it sounds more like a furniture brand than a human name, and how she'd be endlessly correcting people and explaining its origin. He is adamant, though, and says it honors him while giving our daughter a unique name. I've suggested alternatives, feminine names that maybe share similar sound or meaning to Stuart, names he's mentioned liking in the past, even just going back to the drawing board entirely, but he's fixed on Stuarta. Now, I love my husband dearly and understand wanting to honor family, but I can't quite subject our daughter to a lifetime of awkward stares and endless questions about her unusual name. I also worry about potential bullying and impact it could have on her self-esteem. So, is she in the right for, having a problem with the name Stuarta? I think this is a pretty open and shut case. I just found this story hilarious because it's just such a stupid name.
So, in life, when I come across things like this, and I don't know how right or how wrong I am, but there's so many times I think, like, somebody has too much time on their hands and is way too big of a storyteller, and they're just trolling.
You think so?
Get that internet karma. But then I'm like, no, maybe like what you read about people and what they're doing and what their issues and what their problems are. There's just so many times I'm like, man, that is way out there. Mm-hmm. These people are they're just looking for attention in the little weird ways that they can get it. But I have no idea. Maybe people have tough struggles in life. So we're gonna assume that this is a real story.
Okay, this story isn't like Reddit has a lot of crazy stories on it. This is like the most down to earth one that exists, man. Almost.
No, I disagree.
This isn't that crazy though. It's just a simple.
No, it's stupid.
Yeah, I know.
Pretend this is real.
All right,
but like, I have a hard time imagining that it is actually real.
Okay, so you think
because.
Go on.
That needs to be like a silly person.
Oh, they are.
Because it's a very silly problem. Mm-hmm. Because that is like a hard no on that name. Hard no.
It's Stuart. Like it's not even a name that anyone has ever. I've never heard it used. I don't think it's ever been used. It should never be used.
And here's what else I have to say to Stuart himself.
Yeah.
Get over yourself, bro. like if clearly like he's needing to have this child named after himself. Like that's where this is all coming from what I can see.
It does seem to be a little bit of a ego issue or something like that.
It turns out maybe it turns out it's a girl. Maybe they should name it after his wife.
True. Could do that.
If they're wanting to name after.
I think
Get over yourself, Stuart.
the way Stuart comes down, though, is it seemed to be, though, a family, like it had been down for generations. Or at least that's the way I read it a little bit.
Yeah, hope for a boy next time, eh?
Yeah, so that you gotta hope for another, or you gotta have another child and just hope for a boy. That's just the only way about it. Because you're not allowed to name a girl Stuarta. That's not allowed. And
Who makes the rules?
it's just not, Corey. You know, you yourself know that. You know it in your heart.
Who makes the rules?
Corey, you know it in your heart. No one needs to make the rules. It's just not allowed. I apologize to any mothers out there wanting to name their daughter Stuarta. We are just not fans.
No, that's yeah. It's a problem that I just don't understand.
Yeah.
Have another child and hope it's a boy.
That's pretty much what it comes down to. That's our fix for you, you know.
Well, that's our fix for Stuart. Other than like get over yourself.
Well, that too. That's
What did they do in the
easiest
past?
fix.
Like, okay, it's something that's handed down for generations, like 2 or 3 or
who knows. Who knows?
Stuart is like a semi-new name, not like.
Is it?
Oh, how far back can you go?
I don't know. I only know like one Stuart.
Yeah, and he's probably your parents' age.
Yeah, he is.
So, how many, like, if we think about grandparents, we don't know a lot of, or like our grandparents, we don't know a lot of Stuarts that age, do we?
No, there's probably a couple, but not many.
And then what about the generation before that?
It might be a new name. I don't know. It's a good chance.
So maybe it doesn't go back that far. So let's say 2 or 3 generations. Like, I don't know.
It's just not that deep rooted of a tradition yet that you feel like it's not a big deal. I mean, it's not a big deal no matter what, but yeah.
Well, it is to him, clearly.
It shouldn't, okay. It shouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like,
I find it funny that you don't believe this story, though.
yeah, why is that?
It's such a basic story. And maybe my perception is skewed a little bit because I've read so many crazy Reddit stories.
Yes. I have read crazy Reddit stories as well. But sometimes, like, really crazy things happen. I don't know.
It's just someone looking for attention, you think?
Maybe it's just me hoping that people don't have these issues.
Yeah.
Just hoping that, like, our society isn't that far gone.
Because that post was the most liked post I could find, or most upvoted on Reddit.
So it worked for them.
It worked for them. Like,
Yeah.
they're balling.
Yes. Goodness. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that all you have to say on that?
Food for thought.
Food for thought? I think it's time for some food for thought.
Food for thought. We're going to end off with food for thought.
Sounds good.
Bacon. Do you like bacon, Tyler?
Well, I mean, who doesn't like bacon? I know a couple people that don't like bacon, but they don't count
Why don't they count?
because they don't like bacon.
Very logical.
Yeah, exactly. It's perfect sound logic.
Okay. Tyler likes bacon. Most people like bacon. The real thing, though, is how do you like your bacon?
It's not. Do you like bacon? How do you like it? Yeah.
Because that is all over the charts. Let's hear your thoughts on bacon.
I believe the only true way to have bacon done is chewy.
I need more description for
Okay.
that.
So
Like jumpy?
No, that's a little too chewy. It's a little
Okay.
too chewy. Chewy as in it's cooked, it's done. You can tell it's done. And if it was in the burner or the fryer for like another few minutes, it would become crispy. But there's still, It's chewy, but with kind of a bit of firmness to it.
Okay.
But as soon as you get any crisp, illegal, bad, stop.
And would you rather have it crispy or jumpy?
Well, jumpy just scares me. So crispy, I guess, but both are illegal.
No.
No. Are you a crispy bacon guy?
I'm not a crispy bacon guy.
You're a jumpy bacon guy.
I'm not a jumpy bacon guy.
What kind of bacon guy are you?
Well, you just hold your horses and I'll tell you.
Get a little bit out of myself.
But like, so you don't always get what you want, right? So like, you should have a plan B.
Yeah.
And my plan B is crispy.
Sure.
I'd rather have crispy, like second to my favorite, which we'll get to. I have a favorite bacon kind.
Okay. See, all these walls that Corey has put up about not having favorites, they're all tumbling down.
So how I gauge bacon and its doneness, like it's very hard to describe. Like even jumpy is maybe not a good word, but like chewy, like, I don't know. So how I can explain bacon to people is this sort of test that I use for bacon. And it's if you take a piece of bacon and you hold it, does it hang down very easily over your hand? Very limp, I guess you could say. Does it somewhat hold a straight line, but like slowly kind of go down over time? So that would be like my ideal bacon. Is like, it's not straight as a ruler. It's not limp over my hand, but it's just nice, slow curve.
A little slope.
It holds itself a little, but not completely. Then you're 100% crispy, like you're holding that. It's straight as a ruler kind of thing. Like it's you're not bending it. You bend it, it breaks.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of my gauge, how close to straight or how close to all the way down does your bacon fall?
Or you go into a breakfast buffet and just picking out strips of bacon and just holding them up. Oh, that one's too crispy. Let me just chuck that back in,
Yeah.
Do you do that?
No.
Okay, good.
You can judge it by looking at it generally.
Generally.
Pretty good.
Yeah. I would say, well, mine needs to have a slope because otherwise it's crispy. But it can't be limp either. I think we like our bacon pretty similar.
It sounds like it, yes.
I feel like we could go to a breakfast and make bacon together and have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know, something. I don't know how bacon slopes. You seem to know better than I do.
I think like what you're gesturing for the people that can't see.
Yeah. Audio listeners, we love you. Yeah.
Is very much like what I would want for my bacon.
So for people that don't know, but are math nerds, it looks like I can't. Just do it. Just watch the video. I can't make a graph for you. I'm sorry.
Well, it's from the edge of your finger where you're holding it to the end of the tip of the bacon. I'd say over the course, it goes to about a 45-degree angle if you'd kind of go across.
There you go. Y equals mx plus b.
Yes.
Alrighty, folks. I think that'll about wrap it up. This one might be a little bit shorter than last time, but last time was an hour. You guys got extra time, so now you get
bonus round.
Yeah, bonus content. So now you get maybe more like 30 minutes, which is what we aimed for at the beginning when we created this podcast. But it's just never been 30 minutes. I don't know, what is it now? What kind of time do we got on there?
A little over 30 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you feel led to.
Comment how you like your bacon.
Yes, comment how you like your bacon. I need one person to comment how you like your bacon. Last week, 2 weeks ago, one person commented, "Hi, Travis," and I was very happy. Now
we could use 2 people commenting.
2 people comment how they like their bacon.
How they like their bacon.
Yeah, that's going to be a lofty goal, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you very much for watching.
Bye-bye for now.